All right, hopefully you all can hear us. Hello. Yay, people can hear us. Everything didn't break. Everything didn't break. Yay. Hello. It's been a morning for your rivals. Okay, Lauren said that they can hear me. Can you hear the rest of us though? Okay, don't freak me out. Because I was just like, there was no comma there, so I thought you meant you could hear only me. Okay, good. Hi. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that will be. Oh, so no, they can't hear you. That, you know why? Because I'm smart. Guess what I didn't do? No, I didn't pick the right source. So hopefully you can hear everyone now.
Hello?
Hey,
Because I'm smart. There, hopefully you can hear everyone now.
There it is.
No,
Terrific.
That was me.
Thanks, guys.
That was me doing the rookie mistake of not
Honestly,
switching.
I mean, we could just talk and then you could imitate our voice.
No.
Yeah. Well, Chad already missed our real musings on the origins of existence. Really trying to find the creation of the alchemist stone. We got it all solved. World Hunger will be next week, so be sure to tune into that.
Yeah.
Try and read our lips and figure out what's going on.
All right. What do we do again? I'm just all messed up this morning.
Hi, we're the rivals.
We're the rivals, y'all.
We are people who play D&D, and we're going to tell you who we are, starting with me, because I initiated this.
All right, then.
Hi, I'm LaTia. I play Dahani. My pronouns and her pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to pass it to the left to Shareef.
Hey, I'm Shareef, he, him. I play Shaka, Tiefling Warlock. And I'm going to pass it to the bottom left, my bottom left, to Masood.
What are your pronouns?
He, him.
Hey, y'all, I'm Masood. I'll be playing Gazrick Nomrad, our fiscally responsible and perhaps wanting to turn over a new leaf rock gnome druid. Both our pronouns are he, him. And I'll be passing it. I'm going to follow the overlay because we've kind of made a clockwise movement now. So, Tanya.
What about Brandon?
Well, I guess, yeah, let's respect the order of things. Okay, Brandon, and then back.
That's fine. Hi, everybody. I am Brandon Stennis. I will be playing Rinn Leadon. Pronouns for both me and Rinn are he, him. Now pass it to Tanya.
Hi, I'm your DM that is clearly very flustered today. So welcome. Tanya, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing all your NPCs of the shenaniganry and tomfoolery and japes and jailbreaking at some point in the season. So welcome, everyone, and thank you for the raid, Stephen. Hi, everyone. And we're going to do our wish or our sponsors first. I literally just, everything went out of my head right now.
Sponsors first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Previous on Rouse's Waterdeep, whoosh, and then
Okay,
Yes.
so Shareef, take it away.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the people that have been helping us throughout our 8 seasons of gaming. Let's start with D&D Beyond. All of our digital character sheets, source books that we have access to. Check them out at dndbeyond.com. If you're listening to the live stream, you will have access to a code word in the chat, and you will get a chance to win some of that material that D&D Beyond provides. So be on the lookout for that from one of our mods. If you are listening to this, either the audio podcast or the video on demand, make sure to check us out live Sundays at noon at twitch.tv/rivalswaterdeep to make sure you get a chance as well at that. Our dice trays and vaults are provided by Wormwood, WYRMwood gaming.com. Use the code RIVALS for free domestic shipping of your fancy wooden products. Our dice are provided by Level Up Dice, and we're part of the Dice-O-Mancy program. So every time you make a purchase at bit.ly/LUD Rivals of Waterdeep, we get credit for that purchase and we level up in their program. So if you're thinking about some dice, try to click on that and make sure to make it through that link. Also, if you're in the minis, make sure to check out Eldridge Foundry at eldridge-foundry.com. And if you use the code Rivals D&D, 10% off of your purchase there as well. Stormcrow has very cool things. They have shirts and mugs and all that good stuff. I have one of their mugs right here if it comes through my background, which it probably does not. Oh yeah, there it is. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so they have all kind of cool shirts and masks and mugs and great stuff. Make sure to check them out at shop.stormcrow.com and use the code Rivals for 15% off there. And if you want to sound sexy, silky smooth like the Rivals crew, make sure to check out Blue Microphones, crew.bluemic.com/rivals. If you make your purchase using that link, you can get some credit as well.
You know what I just found out about my Stormcrow mug?
What's up?
Is that when I put hot liquid in it, it like changes. There's like different text that pops up onto it. It says like caffeinated beverage received. And I was like, what? Because I've been like drinking nothing but like iced coffee in it because it has been the time of iced coffee. But now as you've been getting cold. So yeah, there's many benefits to Stormcrow products. I was just sharing something I felt about an item that I've had for months now and just realized something else.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
It is clearly magical.
Yeah.
Very magical.
Huzzah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
All
that
right.
is it.
Yep.
I think it is now actually time to whoosh.
Yes.
Mm.
Now we can.
So we do the previously on Rivals of Waterdeep, and then we whoosh. And would you like me to do it? I'll do it.
Please.
Go for it.
Cool.
You're
All right.
eager. Go for it.
Sure. Okay. All right. Previously on Rivals of Waterdeep. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Yes, we've done it.
Yes.
Accomplished.
LaTia
done
is
it.
You last week.
LaTia is now Whoosh Leader 1. Whoosh
Uh-huh.
Leader 1, please check
Leader
in.
one. I like that. I like
That's
that.
my call sign. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, what did
what-
we do last week?
You did a lot. You did the most.
We did quite a bit last week.
You did the absolute most.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
what was-
we you
Did
know,
we get
after
arrested? Does that happen?
yes, we did.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
we
right.
did.
I transformed into a bear.
You should remember because you well, you didn't instigate it, but
Yeah.
the constable that was arresting us was calling your name.
Mhm.
And you said, I'm gonna, like they want to see Gazrick, they're gonna see Gazrick. You wild shaped into a bear and charged this person.
We had to make it convincing, right? You
I don't
know,
remember if you actually.
I hurt
hit
no
them.
one.
I remember that-
I hit absolutely
Yeah.
no one.
I do remember it was funny that you rolled a really low initiative, even though you were charging as a
Yeah.
bear. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
Uh-huh.
I did a performance fight. I went up to this guy and missed on purpose, and then tried to grapple, but got hit and fell on the ground. That was pretty embarrassing. Rinn kills some people. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Just pass over that real quick.
Want to lay
Yeah.
low for a while, bud.
yeah, he was. I believe he was trying to cast a fireball, if I remember right.
Yes, and it went totally wrong.
And they went the other way, and because we were at an open market, people out there shopping, yeah, two of them,
I
two or
mean,
three of them got lit
It
up.
really just makes our journey to prison more convincing,
Absolutely.
except not in the way we wanted it to.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Rinn has Shaka convinced that he knows these jail codes.
Mm-hmm.
So Shaka definitely believes that there is a Susan B. Anthony inside of this prison.
Yes.
There definitely is, and she
Mhm.
works in the lunch line. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gazer
so-
confirmed this later when telling the group to like,
Oh,
hey,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah. So Shaka is definitely going to investigate this part of it when he's in the prison to figure it out. So yeah, yeah, that was a good chunk of it. I mean, it was really just us preparing to get arrested and then getting arrested with a big fake fight.
Yep.
Well, it was sort of a fake fight.
Well, yeah, some people did die.
None of the guards got hurt. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and
some hurt pride and hurt egos.
yeah, some hurt egos, and
a couple
and then
fried civilians.
couple fried civilians, and then we were being perp walked, and we were trying to have some conversations with the guards as we were walking, and it just wasn't happening. So
Yeah, that
now we're in
happened.
prison,
Mm.
or at least at the gates to the prison.
yes.
Yes. So that's where we're going to pick up, unless anyone else has anything to add.
I guess the main thing that happened, I think 2 episodes ago, is that we're looking for Valish, I believe his name is the person that Speaker Shane wants us to are we trying to get information? We're just trying to get information from him, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not trying to like break him out or anything. We're just trying to get info from him.
I think we
Like a
want
real
to.
spy.
I think we need to make contact and tell him that Speaker Shane wants to work with them, or like
Yeah,
what kind of
all right,
deal.
We have
yes.
I think we have to
Yes.
get to him before the Arcane Brotherhood does.
Mhm.
Yes,
or something.
Yeah, because the speaker was saying that like she can't be seen talking to
Mhm.
to him, so we got to talk to him.
Mhm.
So yeah, all right, yeah, I think we're good.
Time for jail.
All right.
jail.
Y'all are a little too excited for jail. Just
Just cut to the scene from Guardians of the Galaxy with all of us in a lineup.
Yep.
I mean, we should, but also legally distinct. Let's not get sued.
Protectors of the universe.
Cosmos, protectors of the cosmos.
Protectors of the Shander. I don't know.
Mhm.
All right. So when we left, you had arrived at the gates of Revel's End. For those who don't remember or have never seen this, it is a giant, foreboding block of stone carved into the mountain it's in, and it's covered in snow and ice. It is not a happy, fun place to be. As you all are brought up, there is a very loud creaking noise, and the gates start to open. And it's dark. It's very dark inside. And sorry, you don't get an option. You got to go. So remember, you're in the cart Skyrim style that you're all kind of looking around, and there's no Earl that's going to get beheaded instead of you. You're all in for some fun or not fun. You get pulled in, and you hear the ominous scrape of rock behind you as the gates shut. And about 40 feet ahead of you are more doors. So you're kind of in the courtyard area of Revel's End. You see people milling around, guards that are heavily swaddled in winter wear. Breath, you can see it because you thought that some places in the realms were cold. This is ridiculous. This feels worse than a Chicago winter for you. Not that Chicago exists, but it's a point of reference. And you all are bustled in. There's no stopping. There's no talking. Another gate opens, and it's smaller. You are led in. And it's actually temperate inside. It's not great, but it's still warmer than you were before. And you're all kind of roughly handled off the cart and placed in a line. Saviors of Bryn Shander style. Everyone is shackled. You've still got your gear for now. And you're kind of lined up 6 feet apart, socially distant. And what order would you like to be checked into jail in?
I'll gladly step up first.
All right. And there's a big ledger on the desk in front of you. It's a massive stone desk. It's black and gray. It's chipped. And you hear the thud as it opens, and they kind of, page down. And there's an orc there. looking at you, kind of wondering why you're here. Name? Elf, you got a name?
Oh. My name is Rinn Leadon.
Okay. And then he tabs a page over and comes back. It's like, well, you know what? You know what your name is now? 5678309. Memorize it.
Oh.
I know
Memorize
it's the
that
time I'm
number.
gonna hope I get that right. But yes, I will take this new name upon myself.
What's your name again?
5675309.
Nope.
Mm.
You don't know your name. You don't get fed. You don't get clothed. It's 5678309. I suggest you memorize it. It's not like you're going to get paper to write it down.
Oh boy, I have a horrible memory, but I will try.
Well, I suggest you work on it. You're going to have plenty of time in here after all. And he starts laughing and he marks you off.
Oh no.
And, he's like, to confirm, oh, you have multiple crimes here.
That are we sure about that? I don't know. Maybe
my
that's a different record.
My ledger doesn't lie, Rinn Leadon. I'm sorry. 5673809. Let's see, there's murder of a bystander with a mace. I believe you threw it. This is an addition that they gave me before you were lined up. You fireballed 2 civilians in Bryn Shander.
By mistake.
You still killed them. They're still dead.
Sorry. I feel bad still.
And you were the accomplice to some murders that we were looking to solve along with your buddy down the road there. That gnome that you came in with. Are these all your crimes? Is there anything else you want to confess since you're already in jail?
I stole a fountain pen at the age of 10. I'm sorry.
And he adds it, he's like, 10 years.
I don't have anything else to confess.
And then another orc comes in and pulls you away and stands you in line and starts inventorying everything that you've got on you.
Oh boy.
Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay. I think like Gazrick's about to take a step and sees Tahani move and it's like, oh, okay, I'll wait.
I'm next, I guess.
And he waves you forward. Eric Hoker. What's your name?
Yeah. Well, it was Dahani, but if Rinn is anything to go by, you're about to give me a new one.
Yeah, it's the number you'll be for the rest of your life.
Great.
It is 80085. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, just checking. And he
I
notes.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sure. So he writes that down. In your crimes, you were also part of the murders that Gazrick is here for as an accomplice. Anything else you've done?
Nope.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You answered a little too fast. I'm going to look into this. And he makes a little note by your name, by your former name. Who's next?
I'm looking at Gazrick, like motioning that he goes forward.
No, please, friend, after you. Please, it's only courteous.
Yeah, because Shaka is scared.
Look, you the one who said you were going to jail with them. It's too late now.
So he is strongly motioning Gazrick to go forward, like not just suddenly.
All right, fine. Gazrick steps up. Hey, how are you doing, man?
And he looks.
Tony? No, you're not Tony. Tony used to work here. Okay.
Are you trying to say all orcs look alike or something?
No, I'm not trying to say all orcs look alike, but Tony used to be working the front desk, and it doesn't matter. Hey, do I have the same number, or is it different now?
And he flips through, and he like a page folds out with Gazrick's many crimes dating back to when he was a misspent youth in Bryn Shander.
Okay.
Oh, you. Oh, that's right. You're the one that got away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The legendary Gazrick Nomrad. Yeah, that's in the flesh. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I wouldn't call it legendary at all.
I mean, the only person to ever escape Revel's End. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if you remember it. It's 24601.
24601. Yeah, that's the same. That's the tune. Never forget. That's what I sang to myself to sleep.
Well, you know the deal. Maybe you can help your friends not get killed on their first night here. And
I'll do my best. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. They'll be fine. We'll be here for a few months, if not longer.
Oh, you're never leaving. You all are the ones we've been looking for the heinous murders.
Mm-hmm.
You should know that we put you in jail forever for much less than murder.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
you,
bud.
and you're getting the special treatment since you escaped once.
You hear that? I'm the special guest of our stay today. Tell all other prisoners. Okay, all right. Now that we've done the acting, I just like my old cell, in the corner.
What do you think this is, a hotel?
No, but if Tony was working.
Well, look, I don't know who Tony is. And, if I were you, I wouldn't be Flip. There's a lot of people that's going to be real happy to see you back in here, Gazrick.
Yeah, I figured. And he kind of sulks off.
And you're wrangled along the same line with now everyone else but Shaka and being inventoried. And you're getting treated a little rougher than they are because they remember you. The North shall remember. Shaka, you're last. Are you dragging your feet on this?
I mean, I walk up, I kind of have my head down, and I just say, just give me my number.
And your prison guard looks up. It's like, we need a name to process you. Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Shaka.
Just Shaka.
That's it.
And he writes it down. He looks at the ledger. Your number 525000 or 525,000.
Thank you.
You're the only one that's ever said thank you. You're weird.
Am I allowed to go now?
Go where? You're in prison.
Okay, I'll just wait here.
And he makes a note. He's like, so, Shaka. Oh, you've been busy in Avernus, I see.
Wait, y'all keep crimes? Y'all keep Avernus crimes here?
And he just smiles. We know everything about you, whether or not you want to tell us.
Oh, God. I guess I'm a little shocked. I didn't think crimes existed in Avernus. It's kind of like a place of crime. But okay.
Oh, crime can happen anywhere. I thought you knew that.
I don't know. I just spent a while in Avernus, and I guess I didn't get a sense there was a legal system of any kind there. But then again, I learn more about this world as I live it. So I just hope that's not held against me.
Well, you're in jail.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, more held against me. The Avernus stuff.
We'll see. And he motions you away over there so you can get inventoried as well. And you hear the other few prisoners that were with you getting greeted and given their numbers. And as you all get kind of everything you have with you inventoried, there's kind of rumblings and people muttering as everyone is processed in, given their number. And then everything you have with you is taken from you because you're going to jail. And one at a time, you are sent through a door where you are given prisoner garb. I mean, it's actually warm. They don't want you to freeze to death, mostly. And all of your things are cataloged. You see them put into a bin and locked away in kind of a cubby. Your weapons are taken elsewhere. Basically, it's like in Skyrim when you wake up and you just got prison rags on. And is anyone doing anything while they're getting processed through, or is anyone trying to be a smart ass?
No, I think Red is scared because he knows of all the crimes that have been told that he's done and he forgot about.
All right. So,
yeah, Shock is definitely shook. Like the Avernus thing definitely has him a little shook. Like he was not expecting that. So he is not trying to do anything strange. He's just trying to go through the motions and wait till he gets his opportunity to talk to the rest of the crew and try to do what they need to do there.
Well, after you all are processed, the four of you are kept together and you're led into a long room, interrogation room, and you're all allowed to sit at a bench, which kind of faces not a magical mirror, but you can see out and you're not sure who's looking back at you because all you see is kind of muted faces, and all of a sudden you just hear a voice. So, the vaunted rivals of Waterdeep, the common criminals we all knew they were, finally in Revel's End. And look what brought you here. Gazrick Nomrad. We knew he'd come to a bad end. And now he's brought you down with him. Do any of you have anything to say for yourselves? Don't all talk at once.
I'm looking at Gazrick. I am staring at Gazrick.
I mean, it's nice to be back. We're happy to be here. If you need folks on particularly like outside cleanup, we are very bad at that. We could not handle it. We are much more suited to lunch duty. Just as you're thinking about how you assign assignments, just so you know. It's also you're great. Looking good, man. Did you lose weight? What's going on? Did you start working out more?
Who are you talking to? Because you can't see anyone. You're just hearing a voice. It's like when you see a mirror that's supposed to be a two-way mirror, and on one side it's just like almost a little distorted. Like people can see the four of you very clearly. You could maybe make out shapes, but you have no idea how many people are on the other side. If they're people, because you don't know.
Can I make a history check to see if I recognize the voice?
Sure. Oh, it would help if I opened up D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
D&D Beyond, keeping you organized, even if you're not organized yourself.
Why can't I roll on D&D Beyond? So weird.
Oh no. Are you logged in?
I am logged in. It's okay. I will use my manual die and do manual math.
Manual labor.
Oh no.
Okay. So 12 plus 3, 15.
You recognize the voice as that of the Warden of Revel's End, Duncan.
Ooh.
Okay. Then I say, well, Duncan, it's nice to be back. I mean, you could have done a face, like you're seeing my face. I want to see how you've changed. How are your kids? Are they, they do what they needed to do? Any of them still living at home? But yeah, still suggesting, I'm killer. I'm killer in the line. I do a great job as a cook. So just these guys can vouch for me. I mean, I still make a mean ice spider soup. They don't know I learned it here.
And you hear the voice kind of, I see you haven't changed a bit. You would think you'd have sense enough to stay away from Revel's End and Bryn Shander after what you did.
What can I say? It's everybody gets homesick, huh?
There's homesick and there's foolish. The rest of you lot don't know how to speak?
I'm just trying to avoid getting in any more trouble.
It's a little late for that. 5678309.
But are there any chances for early release with good behavior?
Oh, looking at your record, I don't think that's possible.
But I could be good in here. I will mop the floors for a week.
Oh, weak. That's adorable. That's so cute. And as you hear that, you actually hear the click of a lock, and in walks a very burly, well-built human man who is wearing armor that's blue and gray. And even though you're in Bryn Shander and it's not really the crest of anything, there's a griffin on one arm. And he is medium brown skin, dark hair, hazel brown eyes, and his hair is pulled back in a ponytail. He's got a sword and shield on his back. And he does the kind of I'm leaning on the desk trying to intimidate you thing as he enters. So, a week, you say. Do you think this is camp?
I don't think that's the case. I'm just trying to do good.
Well, if you were doing good, you wouldn't be in here, would you?
People make mistakes.
And he, I don't know where he pulls it from. This is magic. He pulls out basically a folder with like dossiers on everyone, except for like one really thick one at the end of the table. That's Gazrick's. He flips through it. Oh, thievery, murder, more than one murder. How? This isn't the. These aren't the acts of a good man. And he kind of like waves the file at you. So, it was a matter of time till you got here.
I guess so. I'm just gonna stay quiet for now. I don't want to get in trouble anymore. And I think this is the time for me to learn my lessons and become a better person, even if it involves me in prison to do so.
An admirable attitude. Let's see how long it keeps you alive here. He glances over at Dahani.
So y'all been keeping like tabs on us or something? Like, I didn't think that we were that well known.
Oh, you underestimate your renown and also your, shall we say, escapades being known all over the realms.
I guess that's cool.
Cool. Revel's End.
Cool, because we're a Revel's End. Get it? I'm so sorry.
He just shakes his head and picks up your dossier. Oh, working for bad people. I see that. And actually,
I didn't know they were bad people.
You joined the rivals because you were supposed to keep an eye on them, remember?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Lying. Interesting. And he's just flipping through like all the things you've done under your old employer, shall we say. He's like,
I stood around and looked particularly buff, thank you. And she will cross her arms and like puff up.
He wants to laugh, but he doesn't. And finally he looks at Shaka. Huh. You don't get a lot of tieflings here either. He picks up kind of a thick folder for Shaka.
Yes. It's a little cold for us.
Oh, well, yes. I'm not fond of the cold weather, but at least I'm able to keep a fire going in my office. You've been busy in Avernus and other places.
Yeah. Been trying to prevent civil war in Avernus. It's a tough job, but me and a friend of mine were doing a great job until I decided to come back, and now look where I am.
That's a shame that Avernus is better for you than, well, any place is better than here. But
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been here that long, but Waterdeep, I feel pretty comfortable in here. Still trying to figure it out, but I'm hoping that this experience will help to, as Rinn said, will like help us to grow.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to think about it while you're here.
Okay, that sounds great.
And he just walks down the table, kind of tapping his fingers until he gets to Gazrick's file. He just kind of pats it. Gazrick, Gazrick, Gazrick. Gazrick Nomrad. You're kind of infamous, you know that?
You know, my friends call me 24601.
There's not a hint of amusement.
It's like I can't blame a guy for trying. Yes. Very infamous. Did the whole Arcane Brotherhood Enchanted Crystal Grift of 84 was a part of the Bryn Shander, the earlier Market Square affair. Obviously, the string of homicides were done by these hands. Yes, I'm very intimidated. Okay, come on, man. It's just not my first go around.
You know that trying to be buddy-buddy with the Warden isn't going to help you, right?
Man, I'm trying to be buddy-buddy with everyone. That's what nobody gets.
And it worked well last time, but seeing as how you kind of threw people over to get your way, to get into the Brotherhood's good graces, and then you betrayed all of them. I don't think anyone's going to be your friend this time around.
Betray the Brotherhood? What? I'm the Brotherhood's best friend.
Oh, really? Is that what you think?
I know, man. That's what I know. And they'll be happy to see us.
Sure. I'm sure they'll be very happy. There's one Valish Gant that I'm sure would love to see you.
Oh, he's still here? Of course he is. I haven't seen him in... Gosh, I don't even know. Hey, how long has it been since I broke out? That's how long it's been since I see this guy.
Are you asking me as a GM or are you asking me in character?
I'm sorry. I'm asking you, the GM.
I would say at least 10 years, if not more. Maybe 20, because gnomes live forever.
Right. So I'd say to them, it's like, man, I haven't seen him in, what, 10, 20 years? Where's the plaque on the wall? No, I'm kidding. That's fine. I'll find them. It's cool. That one.
You joke.
Yes. And, well, if I don't joke, I'm going to go insane. You know how it is in here.
Well, I can go home. He just taps the file folder. You know that there's a lot of people that want your little gnomish head, right?
Yeah, but I'm in jail, you know? What are they going to do to me? Send me to jail?
Oh, there's worse things than being in jail. You know that.
I do.
You can't laugh your way out of everything, Nomrad.
I mean, I'll try. We'll see.
And once you all leave the four walls of this room, this will be the last time you hear your names.
24, 601. Yeah, still got it. I'll be fine.
In fact, before you move on to the next stage of being processed into Revel's End, everyone sound off their number.
I am 80085.
All right.
525000.
Elf, can you talk? I know you can talk.
I happen to have the frog in my throat.
And he leans over you. You just had a lot to say. What's your number?
86.
You don't leave this room until you can tell me.
It might take a little bit of time.
You know,
Ooh.
there's no food in here, no privy, no nothing. So if you want to spend the first day of your sentence in a cold, barren stone room and having to piss in a corner, I leave that up to you.
Then Rinn looks at the group and he's like, "Can somebody tell me the number?"
Yeah.
567-8309.
See, I just said it.
Can I try to like maybe roll a stealth and try to get him the number without this person noticing?
It's going to be real hard because there's like literally
I know.
nothing in front of you. You
I
have
know,
no
but-
paper. How are you
I
going to
know.
give it to him? You
Man, this-
I don't even know.
You can do a
I
slight-
don't even know.
so you can do a performance at a disadvantage with a high DC. You
I
have
want to
to
try it.
you have to beat a 16.
Ooh, I add disadvantage, right? I'm not gonna try it. I had an idea, but so like you like see Shaka kind of spring up with an idea, and then you see him kind of sulk back down. Yeah, well, yeah. So he does not choose to act because he also is like, well, Rinn, he's thinking internally like, well, Rinn's been to prison a lot, so he's probably doing some kind of long game here. Well, he's doing some kind of like, you know,
Oh, really?
some kind of mental manipulation of the warden, like some kind of like, you know, he versus the system thing. So he's thinking that Rinn is doing something that maybe he just doesn't understand. So he kind of falls back a little.
You're giving Rinn so much credit.
I mean,
know?
Shaka, like I said, he's been riding with Rinn for a while. He knows Rinn has his faults, but he knows if there's anything he would be an expert at, it would be prison. So Shaka is like, maybe he's playing the long game here.
So Rinn, you can either try persuasion or performance at a disadvantage to see if you can either recall the number or beg the warden's forgiveness. Now, keep in mind, there's nothing in front of you. You're all only wearing the clothes on your back. And so you could try. The warden is pretty hardened, and being in Gazrick's company is not helping you.
I think Rinn would like to persuade the warden because I feel like that is the best course of action for the character. Not saying necessarily the best thing, but for the character, I think he would want to do that on purpose.
Okay, so
Mhm.
give me performance at a disadvantage.
Okay, I want to cry. Oh.
IRL or in prison?
No.
Because
Okay.
I'm like, where's this going?
All right, here we go. Ooh. Okay, 17. Oh, you said yeah.
Yep, disadvantage. You
With
got to roll
disadvantage.
again and give me the lower number.
I'm gonna cry. That's why I was gonna cry.
Look, I'm not making this easy on any of you.
I know. Well, it's 11.
So I need you to perform this out, and I'm just telling you right now, an 11's not going to cut it.
Oh
Can I-
gosh. Okay.
Before he performs it, can I say at the end of it, I want to cast Charm Person on Duncan?
Mm.
He's gonna know. It's either the worst thing about it is he's gonna
Ooh.
know once Charm Person ends that he was under the effect of Charm Person, which is in the meantime, yeah.
Casting in a prison. I don't know, man.
So this guy remembers you not fondly, and you're gonna try to charm him.
I'm just gonna try. He's got to make a Wisdom save of a DC 17, unless there's some sort of like anti-magic. It's a verbal and somatic spell. I checked. It's just verbal and somatic. I don't need any components.
I mean, it's a little late now for us to hold unique components for spells.
Yeah, that's fair. But I was saying, like, in line with all my equipment being taken away, this is a spell I could cast just by myself.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna roll for it. I'm going to use my my Bard and Barbarian D20. Hopefully it works for me. I did not make it. You are very, very lucky SOB right now.
I mean, I will be very unlucky later. I understand that is the trade-off here, but I think yeah. So sorry, Brandon. I still want you to do your 11 performance.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say something to him to make him like it.
Okay. So Rinn gets on his knees and he starts crying, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I have a horrible memory, and it's just very hard for me to remember things. I promise that if you just let me just get past this day, I will work very hard to remember the number. I am begging from my soul.
Now, Duncan, listen to this man. He is look at him on his knees begging. He's scared. It's his first time in Revels, and he doesn't know what's coming his way. Just let him go, man. You can harass him tomorrow after he gets a terrible night's sleep. Let him get settled in. Let the fear of the place really put him in his place. He's all right. Look at him. He's terrified of you. I like point to Rinn. I'm like, okay, really, cry. Like, come on. He's so scared. So scared.
I want my mommy.
See, he doesn't know yet. There is no mommy in Revel's End.
And Duncan just looks down at you, Rinn, and shakes his head. Well, hopefully we have a next of kin list for you, because I have a feeling you won't be here long.
Thank you so much.
And he like waves in disgust at you, kind of like, oh God, you're such a punk. And he gathers his files, and then he glances at you, Gazrick. He goes,
and he's gonna regard me as a friendly acquaintance.
Oh no, well, I mean, he wasn't feeling friendly towards you. He may not know that you charmed him yet, but he still is like, I know you did. You had something to do with this.
Me and my shenanigans.
Oh my God. So he gathers his files, and it's like, someone will be along to collect you shortly. Get this one off the floor. And the door slams. Mm-hmm. And the mirror, even though initially you could kind of see shapes, it goes jet black. And you have a few minutes before you are collected. What do you all want to do or say?
Okay, that was very all right. Okay, all right. Okay, so how are we doing? Everyone all right? Let's catch our breath. They took all of our things.
I don't know if I can handle this. I don't know if I can do this. This is it's more than I was anticipating.
We'll be fine, relatively. I hope.
Where's the person we need to get the information from?
That's Valish, and it seems like he knows about me. So as long as I don't get murdered in my sleep, I'm sure we'll find him. Or if I murdered in my sleep, he found me first. So,
or he did it.
Yeah, no, it's either him or someone he sent. So that's good. It's good. He knows he wants to make contact with us in some capacity. He's aware of us. So setting a meeting could happen.
That's not the impression I got. It was more of a Baelish is going to be really glad to know that you're back. Not so much oh my God, Baelish is so happy. It's going to be so happy to see you.
Yes, but his excitement to see me could be murderous, or hey, let's get. I mean, we won't know till we know, right? Right? Okay, no, you guys are probably right.
Yeah, I'm on Dahani's side here. I think we need to be careful. I think they're going to welcome you back, but maybe not in a way that is desirable.
Well, thankfully, I can still cast some spells in here. I don't have my focus, so I can't cast everything. And they like also cleared out my pockets and they combed through my beard, so I lost quite a bit.
Yeah, I definitely want to be careful about casting stuff here. I feel like they would expect that and have to have some kind of safeguards up somehow. Somehow.
Funky anti-magic stuff.
I mean, you've been here, so like you would know, but I don't know. I would just be a little wary about casting here and there.
I mean, for most, it's you take away what they use to cast, their focus in some capacity, and their magic is wild. But since I am a druid, I can wild shape innately in myself. Like I have this magic that not a lot of druids go into Revel's End, so I don't know if they have all the facilities prepared for us. But I can't do everything. Maybe at night I suggest I like turn to Rinn, like see what you can do and see if you can, just so we know in preparation if something happens. And I was like, I don't know if you all have any magic abilities as well, but it might be helpful.
I don't think we should use magic here if they.
Oh no. They're definitely like not our first choice, but it's if we get our backs put against the wall, if Dalish comes after us.
I'll just try very hard to not murder anyone by mistake. I know that sounds very strange to say out loud, but my emotions are on a roller coaster, and who knows what can happen.
Rinn, I've known you now for long enough to appreciate you saying that.
Well, let's definitely not try to hurt any more people than we have to.
Exactly.
I don't even know if we're gonna be like in the same cell, or are there cells here? Like do they put you in individual things? Is there one big group?
No, I mean,
like how is it?
It depends. Usually you have a bunkmate and you get paired off. Sometimes they have, with overcrowding, there's a lot of folks in a common cell, which is uncomfortable because you all still share the same facilities. Last time I arrived alone and I was given a partner. I don't know what the vibe is. I thought, and this is actually, this is out of character. Did we talk to Speaker Shane about trying to get it so we would stick together?
If you did, we can say that happened off camera.
Okay.
Because for plot and story reasons, it'd be much easier if you were all together.
Yeah, I imagine. And so I think like maybe it's like, maybe we also have to remember we're not really in jail. I mean, we're in jail, but that's the mission, right? Like we're not.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone here knows that. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
But we know it. We know it. So like, it gives me comfort knowing that in some capacity we have an exit plan. Okay, because the first time I got here, I didn't know that was an option.
Okay.
Just
I see.
As the walls close in, keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
And so as you all are chatting amongst yourselves, a door at the other end of the room that you did not notice before opens, and two gruff-looking guards come in. One is elven, but like the buffest elf you've seen outside of Rinn, and the other is a dwarven woman that has got like a very large mace strapped to her back. And they walk in and just kind of like nod their heads toward the door, like, come on, like this way.
All right.
Whatever order we go in, I make sure that Shaka is in front of me. Like as he walks in front of me, I like pat his back in like a reassuring manner.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think Gazrick at this point will take the lead.
All right, they're not chatty.
Mhm.
Basically, they lead you to what looks kind of like, like when you go to a hotel and they give you a little basket of stuff. Like if you've got like a high enough level of being at a hotel, except
Yeah.
it's like a blanket, a pillow, a cloak, and then like a rough burlap sack of like necessities, and check off like your number and point you toward the hallway, basically like go there. Like they don't give a fuck about you, that you're people at this point. They're just like, here, get your stuff, get out.
Okay.
Are any of you trying to be chatty or no?
I'm not.
Yeah,
No,
because
not
yeah.
particularly.
yeah, because that warden is scary, and I'm already on thin needle. But wait, I'll quickly say something to the group.
Yeah, I kind of nudge Rinn and kind of like try to get his attention toward the buff elf, and I'm kind of like, maybe I'll have some buff elf things, and that you can make a little friend here.
Are you
Help us out a little bit.
trying to have Ren seduce the buff elf?
Oh, I mean, I didn't say that. If it happened, I wouldn't be mad. But
Talk about their favorite types of protein.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you just be like, hey, it's an interesting thing we have in common here. I was just like you, kind of thing.
I'm trying so hard not to just bust up.
So yeah, I don't know if Rinn will take me up on it, but like I'm kind of like gesturing toward the buff elf, and I'm kind of like,
There's a high possibility that I will try to make friends with this other elf, though I don't appreciate the similarities that we both have. And he slams his hand on, or hits his hand against the wall. He punches the wall as he says that. He doesn't like to have an elf similar to him being as buff as he is. He has to be the strongest one in the room.
Oh, this elf is much stronger than you. He tosses prisoners for breakfast.
Oh, well, maybe he will try to become an apprentice to this elf.
ooh, yeah.
So you did punch the wall though?
Yeah.
And he notices. And he looks at you and he's kind of surprised. He's not used to seeing other elves. Like, especially not here in this prison, let alone an elf that is decently built. And he looks at you and he like shoves whatever he's holding at his coworker. He comes over to Rinn. What'd that wall do to you?
Nothing. I tripped and I fell on the wall, and I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, wall. And he starts like touching the wall, trying to make sure the wall's okay. He's like, I'm sorry. I apologize. Am I in trouble? I don't want to be in trouble.
And he actually like grabs your wrists and out of character, if this is not okay, just please tell me.
Oh, you're good.
He grabs your wrist and like inspects your hand. He's like, I know what a punch looks like. Look at me. Why did you punch the wall?
Oh, I was just very frustrated that I didn't think to. I don't know why I punched the wall. And he looks at it, he's like, I don't know why I punched the wall. I'm just not used to what's going on, and I never thought I'd be in prison like this, and I'm getting really nervous and scared of what's gonna happen. And I don't know what's gonna happen.
And he like turns your hand and he lets go. He's like, I'll make sure this one gets medical aid and bring him to his cell. And he takes your bundle from you and shoves it at Shaka. Actually, you all are going to be roomed together. I'll bring him later.
So then he turns to Shaka and he like does a wink, like, see, that's how it worked. You gotta make them feel bad for you. Okay. He's like, oh yeah, my hand.
He just
All right, well,
he just frowns. He's like, "Oh, it's not broken. Don't." And he just like he's muttering under his breath as he like moves you ahead of him toward the medical area. So this means now Rinn is a little separated from you all, but the way that this is going to work out, Gazrick is getting his own special cell. Dahani is getting a cell by herself.
ooh.
And well, the only lady of the bunch. We're not going to unless
There's some
Ga-
standards at Revel's End. There's some standards.
unless Gazrick and Dahani want a room together.
This is fine.
Mhm.
No offense, Gazrick, but this is fine.
No, that's okay. Honestly, I don't want you molting over me in your sleep. Please keep that out. Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
All right. I'm not the
Wow.
problem in the roommate scenario, okay?
Wow.
It's me. It is winter. I'm keeping all my feathers.
Mm.
Wow, this anti-Aarakocra agenda. And so once Rinn, I keep wanting to say Brandon, once Rinn is taken care of, whatever that looks like, he and Shaka will be roomed together. So do you want to go with your buff elf right now, or does everyone else want to get put in their cells?
I'm going to my cell.
Well, you're not going to. They're not just going to let you walk there. You'll be escorted there. I'm just
I'll
saying.
be escorted.
So, does everyone want to focus on getting settled, or do we want to see what happens with Rinn and this new buff elf?
Man, I'm about that elf.
Right, I'm all about
Okay.
buff elf.
Here, I'll be honest here. We could cut back to it, or we could start with it. Either way, I want to get this plot.
That's okay. I do too. I don't know what's happening anymore. All right. So you all are taking a while to get processed, especially now with the snafu of Rinn needing medical attention thanks to his own foolishness. So the buff elf that is unnamed, he will have a name soon.
Mhm.
The buff elf is kind of like leading you ahead of him, keeping like a gentle pressure on your back. So basically, if you try to run for some reason, he can still grab you, but not like clapping you in irons. And also, he figures you're probably holding your hand because you punched a stone wall. That was not smart. It's cold. You all haven't had proper meal today, and you punched a stone wall. Good job, Rinn. All right. So Rinn, what are you talking about as your buff elf guard named Leto, Leto, is leading you toward the medical area?
So, just wondering, like, how did you? What got you here?
What do you mean? What got me here?
Like, why are you in prison? You know, it's not just the kind of place you just show up at. You know, there must be a reason for that.
I work here.
Oh, was there no other like career fields you wanted to go into? Prison work was on the mind.
And he just like frowns, and he actually turns you around. He's tall for an elf. He's got like a massive two-handed sword and grayish silver hair, and he's staring at you. He's like, "Do you think there's vocational school for elves in Bryn Shander? Do you think that like there's finishing school, especially for an elf like me that likes to fight more than he likes to frolic out in the snow?"
Yes. I enjoy the snow. And do you enjoy the snow?
No.
Oh, do you enjoy the summer weathers?
Yeah, who doesn't like warm weather?
I like warm weather. So if you like warm weather and I like warm weather, we should enjoy warm weather together.
A plus B equals C.
Yes.
And Leto is just looking at you like, we're in an icy prison. What warm weather is there? He's asking, he's like, where's this warm weather at though?
it's gonna be outside of it's gonna be outside of this prison, and maybe we can see it together if we get out, or if you can help me get out, we could go together.
And he just kind of like tilts his head and he's staring at you. He's like, you really think I'm going to screw up a job with benefits to run away with you? Really? You're a prisoner.
I've seen worse things happen.
In what? In those silly high elven melodramas that people pass off as literature?
Truth, yeah. I think it's something you should consider. I am the kind of person who can offer many great things, and I would like to enjoy your company, but I may need your help because I am looking for someone who is in here.
And he just is like, you know, like how you stare at a bug where you're not freaked out by the bug, but you're fascinated by it. That's kind of the way he's staring at you.
It's not a bad stare. Take that note.
Yeah, it's just a freak out. It's just a freak out stare.
He's just kind of staring at you like, do you hear yourself right now? It's like, so...
He's not. I mean, Ren is not a good flirter, so he's obviously.
Oh no, we're milking this for all we can. Just so
okay,
you know.
perfect.
We're riding this till the wheels fall off, just so you're aware. And also, aside, whenever you want this to stop, just please tell me or in our chat. Because again, consent is important, everyone. And while we're having fun, do not push people's boundaries. So he actually is kind of staring at you, and he's looking you up and down, and then he actually reaches for the hand that's not injured and pins it against the wall. And he's staring into your eyes. You don't belong here, do you?
I don't know if that's a good thing. I do not belong here, no.
And he leans in, and you almost like he was going for a kiss, but then he misses in case anyone wanders by. Because things happen in prison. We're not going to discuss them because lines and veils. But he leans in and he just whispers in your ear, "You're very lucky that I'm your contact. Otherwise, you'd be dead now."
Oh. So it's you. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you were the person I was looking for. So, okay. So this is, okay.
It had to be you.
Okay. We have to,
I
have to tell my friends.
No.
Oh.
If you tell them and a guard overhears them, we'll all die.
Oh, okay.
What I need you to do is to play along. I get you the information you need. And eventually I get out of this hellish job.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know. You are kind of cute. I might even get a boyfriend out of it.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yes, I understand.
Get that bass.
Out of character.
Diaphragm.
Out of character, I need to ask, what in the tarnation was that?
I don't know.
I love that.
Sometimes when you need it, you add more bass for no effect.
Yeah,
was just like-
he's very shocked that this is the contact that they're looking for, that he was able to figure this out, or not figure it out, but like get this information so quickly. And then he's like, oh, well, the contact is wanting to have contact.
Thank you. We're right with Waterdeep.
That's it. That's
the show. We're done.
Oh my god.
He's like, no, I was he just like he says one more thing before he pulls you away. So you're not seen loitering in the hall, which would be, even if things were to happen and dalliances do happen between guards and prisoners, in the middle of the hallway is still not the place for such things.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh no, you were all profiled and you were the easiest mark. So I was picked for a reason. Come along. We need to see to your hand. And he kind of roughly pulls you toward the medical room. That was my neighbors. I'm sorry. It was like really good timing.
Wow, that was loud.
That's what I live with.
Wow.
So Rinn is being taken away to the medical area, and the rest of you are being kind of processed in. Your numbers are being, what you've been issued has been marked in ledgers. All of your things are now securely put away in wherever they keep prisoners things, because most people that enter Revel's End don't leave Revel's End. So putting them away somewhere is a thing. Hopefully you'll be able to find them whenever you get out. We'll see. Who knows? So you three are escorted through several hallways, and the first door you stop at is where Dahani is going to be. It's for a cell. It's actually not terrible. It's got a wooden bed frame, a single bed. It's not a big bed. Sleeping as an Aarakocra, unless you just like find a wall or something to like chill on. I don't know how Aarakocra sleep, actually. It's not terrible. It's not the best thing you've stayed in, but there is like a little partition for what you think may be a privy, or at least a hole in the wall, and then a bed and a candlestick. And there's like a tiny slit of a window very high up. So that is Dahani's space. I'm just going to call you by your names, except being an NPC, because I'll never remember everyone's number myself. And then for a few doors down on the other side of the hallway, Shaka is shown into a double room with a bed on each side, same thing, a partition on each side. And there's actually a table in here, but it's clearly meant to be shared. There's not like one table each. And sconces on the wall, but they're kind of out of the way. So either magic lights them, or someone is going to bring you a candle or let you have a candle once a day or something. But for now, they just kind of light. Like there's just illumination once the door is opened. And so you have your bundle, you have Rinn's bundle. This is where you live for now. And Gazrick is, well, I mean, it's better than the hotel room they gave you, slightly.
Yeah, exactly.
At least for you, not for Rinn. And Gazrick, you were taken a little ways away from everyone, and it feels chillier there, and you were put into a room. It's got a stone bed, and you know, it's got bedding, it's got the partition, but clearly this is not a room for a prisoner that they care about at all. And it's like, you're getting the special accommodations. And
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And you notice there's a slot in the bottom of your door. You don't know if it's for food or what it is, but this isn't the same kind of room you had last time. So Gazrick just hears like this nefarious chuckle as the door swings shut. And you just hear from outside, the doors will open automatically at meal times and at exercise time. Some doors. We suggest for your safety, perhaps you spend a couple days inside. And no one else got that warning but Gazrick. And no one else would have heard it because you're so far away from the others.
And do I well, no, I probably don't know who this guard is. I'd be like, cool beans, dude. Thanks for the warning. And I kind of like sit on it, I think, a little bit on what it means. I still have to engage with the other rivals, so I think there's no question. Yeah, no, guys are just chewing it over of being like, well, I need to meet with the rivals. We still need to regularly meet up, but if I leave the room, I might not be in the best sort of shape. And at the same time, just sort of like, can I do like a perception check of the room to just like get it situated? Just get a
Sure.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking for. Oh, it doesn't matter. I got a nat one.
You need to act out that failure. You need to act out that failure.
I would love it. I'm looking in his mind. Gazrick is looking to like in his last cell, he was able to like modify it slightly, like make sure looking in the gaps of the stones where the wind was coming in to like stuff a little bit of like straw from the ground into it, a little bit of like the bedding to like really insulate the room. So I think Gazrick's just like really like looking and trying to do that, see if there's any drafts. And I can't find it. I can't find a single one, but I still feel so cold. And I think it's when he's trying to get under the bed, he just sort of realizes like, no, it's just cold, man. This is the default temperature. Great. And he like takes his cloak and then takes his blanket and just kind of like makes him a little cocoon with his head sticking out and just kind of like sits on his bed waiting.
Okay. Well, I mean, you all be there for a little bit before dinner is served. Because during your trek there, you all have missed lunch. So, yeah, Gazrick is not having a great start to his return to prison. Not that returning to prison should be great. And how is everyone else faring in their rooms?
Dahani wants to look out of the little window slit and see if she can see how high up we are.
Sure, go for it. I mean, nothing's stopping you from flying.
Okay. Perception. Oh, nice. 24.
You're high. You're very high up. Actually, let me peep at the map, at the picture of it. I know it's behind me, but that doesn't help me. You all are pretty high in the prison, actually, where it steeps upward. Y'all are pretty high up. So you're not in the lower parts, because the lower parts would be where they put the really, really bad folks. Basically, like, you may freeze to death, you may not. They don't care. You ain't coming out of this joint. And your cell isn't like temperate and sunny. It's freezing to you because you're an Aarakocra, but like to a human or an elf, you wouldn't be shivering. You'd be okay.
Okay.
So you're uncomfortable until you
hollow bone. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brittle hollow bones do not like this. She is a southern bird. Sorry, go ahead.
Shaka is trying to, after he puts down his bag and Rinn's bag, he wants to look out of the cell and see, because I'm assuming I can see other prisoners from, like, I can look out I'm assuming there's bars or something similar to that.
There's bars, but it's an interesting door where like the bottom half is just solid.
Okay.
And so the top, there are bars, but they're designed so like, it's not like you can easily reach out through them, but there's bars but it's carved stone. So it's a heavy door, and like there's bars, and there's maybe like 3 finger widths of space between each bar that is carved in the door.
Okay. So like, can I see out of it? Or
yeah, you can see out.
Okay. I want to try to look out of it and see if I can see any of the other prisoners or guards from outside of the. I'm trying to get like a view of the situation and see like how many guards are out there, how many prisoners are out there.
You're not gonna see prisoners right now because it's kind of the in between meal time. So the only prisoners that are out and about are either the ones that rolled really low and are working outside, or working to like make meals or whatever. You're rarely going to see prisoners just out and about, except for like the couple hours of recreation time people are allowed, and you're in a
Okay.
kind of a in between, but you will see some guards depending on what you roll.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to roll an investigation because I'm specifically looking for numbers of guards or prisoners.
Roll for it.
So I'm just trying to get a sense of the area. So let's roll. Nat 1.
You got to act this out. You got to tell us
Nat
how this
1.
failed.
So I am looking. I'm assuming that the thing is low enough that I can just look. I can just put my face up to the door.
Oh yeah,
and look
you're a
out at her.
tiefling. You're of average height. It's
Yeah.
not like this massive.
Okay.
You'd have to be 8 feet tall to see it. But
Yeah.
if it was like some of the rooms, some of the cells are just a solid door with like one small hole carved in it, so you can at least see other people. But the ones you're in are kind of just standard.
Okay. So I walk up. As I start to look, I kind of, I try to readjust, like the way I'm standing because it's a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I just end up just losing my footing and falling.
Do you
inside
smack
of
your
the
face
cell.
on the door, or do you just fall in the cell?
Sure, I'll smack my face. Why not?
So
Smack my face a little bit.
Now, Shaka has a bloody lip and a face.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. But there's nobody in there, So I just so like I don't have to play it off in front of like in front of anybody. So yeah, so he does not get a sense of what's out there. He can't stand up on his own without falling.
Wow, you just being in cold climates just messed you up real
bad.
Yeah,
This just exactly like my whole balance and stuff is all messed up.
Winter just messed Shaka up.
Mm-hmm.
Much like many of us IRL right now, because we're like, Winter,
Mhm.
who's she? All right, if everybody's kind of getting settled in, you're left around, and let's go back and see how Rinn is faring with his buff buddy Leto. You've been taken to the medical room, and there is a human nurse looking after you. He's actually a little nervous because of the way Leto's staring him down, kind of like, you better not mess this up. And your hand's looking rough because you did punch a stone wall. So while you're getting patched up, what are you doing?
Rinn is trying to figure out what kind of way he can tell the group that the contact has been located. So he's looking to see if there's any paper, or if he's also trying to see if he can see any of like the staff walking around because he's looking for Susan.
Okay. Are you doing so if you're in the medical area, you're not going to see Susan.
Mm-hmm.
She would be more in kind of the service areas, based on what you said about her, that she works in the mess hall.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, you're in the upper levels of this prison, where like the medical area, kind of like you're not far from where some of the offices are, because yes, there are offices, people work there. So you're several hallways away and a flight of stairs away from where your cell will be. So it's not like you'd see people walking around other than medical personnel and Leto, who's basically doing his job.
I guess Rinn tries to strike up a conversation with the nurse, and he starts off by asking, "Oh, so how did you get your start here in a prison as a nurse? Why not tend to the people outside of a prison?"
Why not? I mean, clearly I'm needed in here. Looking, and he looks down at your hand.
That is a fair assessment. I'm currently writing a book about nurses of Waterdeep, so I just was trying to get experiences from different nurses. So that's just a common question that I start off with, and you just happen to be in a jail, so I figured it'd be an interesting points of view to know why you're here, and especially dealing with criminals, not like me. I'm not one, but the other folks here.
And he looks at your hand. He looks at you. He's like, "Aren't you in jail?"
Yeah, I am here. I am here in jail. But there's some people who are not meant to be here, who should be let out. If they have,
you're one of those.
there's more like me here?
No, you keep talking about how innocent you are, and this is clearly a mistake. We've got plenty of you that come through, and well, a lot of people that protest their innocence that often, they usually don't make it very long because they don't accept that they're actually in jail. I mean, you're here. Very rarely are people put in jail and wrongly accused. At least that I know of. I could be wrong too.
I think that you're very wrong in that assessment.
Well, I'm not the one with a number for a name now, am I?
That will be contested in court.
What court? You're already in jail.
True. Never mind. Let's talk about you. I want to know more about you. Do you have a family?
Why do you think that's any of your business?
Well, that's a part of the book. I have to add some details in there. If I don't have details, then I can't really talk about your story.
That's fine.
Oh.
Do you really think that you're going to actually get a book published while in jail? Who do you think you are?
I have gotten plenty of books printed in really strange situations. I was in hell when I was writing a book during that time, and it's been published. It's a world-renowned book. People have bought it. People know about Astorio's story. I wouldn't have known.
Oh, I read that, and it was the most unbelievable, ridiculous fan fiction account I'd ever read of anyone's life.
Fan fiction? I lived through those experiences.
Oh, come on. You think anyone's stupid enough to believe these stories?
I lived those experiences.
So he makes a note in your chart. Check for delusions of grandeur.
But other than that, yes. I thank you for attending to my hand. It feels a lot better now.
Well, it's like bandaged, so luckily you didn't break anything. You're very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But your hand's gonna be sore for a little bit, and it's bandaged. And the nurse is just making notes like check for delusions of grandeur, thinks he's in here wrongly accused, yada yada yada. It's like, Leto, you can take him to his cell and keep an eye on that one. I think he's gonna wind up in the lower reaches soon.
Oh.
And Leto just gives a respectful nod and ushers you out the door. And he gets a little closer. He's like, you're gonna totally blow this for you and your group. These wild tales are just gonna get you put in solitary.
This is why I didn't want to speak. That's why I'm trying to be quiet.
You can speak without tall tales.
But I really did live those life experiences with Celeste. I do know her.
I don't think she exists. I'm worried about you.
Oh my! I look, and he pulls out the locket of the picture that he showed Shaka, and he wants to show, like, look, she's right there.
You don't. Where did you get this book from? You don't have one.
No, I had the locket.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
The locket that he had. Yeah, he shows the picture with all the. And he's like, that's me and that's Celeste. I'm not lying.
Okay. And Leto's like reconsidering everything he said to you before the medical bay. Um, just I'm getting you to your cell. I'll be in touch when I can.
Okay.
And he steers you toward the cell that Shaka's in and opens the door and looks at Shaka and is like, I left how you're by yourself.
Yeah, I just had an accident. That's okay. It's okay. I'm all right. I don't need to go to medical or anything.
And he just looks at you. He's like, you two together. And he's like, the doors will open automatically in about an hour for the evening meal. Stay out of trouble until then. And he slams the door, and you two are alone. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm gonna first ask Rinn. I'm gonna say, so Rinn, where were you?
I had to go to the medical bay because I punched that wall earlier, remember? And
I saw
then
that.
yeah, that big
And-
big elf dude took me to the nurse. But okay, hear this. You gotta take out your teacup. I'm gonna give you some tea, but you can't say anything. Shh.
Okay, I'll take my imaginary teacup out. Sure.
So he is the contact. He's
The
who we're-
guard.
Yes, that's who
The
we've been
guard
looking for.
is Valish.
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh.
Sorry. I mean, we can get the information.
Oh, so the guard knows who Valish is.
I'm just saying I cannot believe that instantly with the mistake that I made by punching the wall that I was able to make contact with a contact who wanted contact with me. Oh, I didn't tell you about that part, but that could happen.
Okay, Shaka is like he's trying to absorb all this information, and like he says, "All right, so, I don't know. Are you sure you can trust this guard? Like, these guards seem pretty mean and pretty upset. Are you sure that they're not just trying to lead you on to, something that is just going to result in us getting hurt or harmed?"
Well, he could have killed me and he could have told on me because I told him that we were looking for people here. Oh,
You told them that, so you revealed why we're here.
no, I mean, not like exactly like that. I just said that I was okay. Yeah, I may have said that.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, we can't trust what this guard says then. This guard is just probably just trying to get you to do something that you shouldn't be doing and get you into more trouble.
But he would have killed me. He could have told the warden right then and there. I think we can have a little bit of
yeah,
trust.
but sometimes people that like to work in these places like to play, or they like to, they get bored in here, right? And like sometimes I feel like they like to play around with folks. So, I mean,
So you think
if
I'm
you
being
feel-
used as a pawn?
I mean, I think it's highly probable. Not that it's your fault. I just mean that some of these guards are like sometimes, they can like be a little duplicitous. So like, why don't we? How about this? Why don't you play along the next time that you see the guard?
Okay.
But like just second guess everything that they are telling you, because they could be leading you into a trap.
That's true, and we haven't found Susan yet, so I think.
Well, I mean, we should be eating soon. So I expect you to work your wizardry. I mean, you made it clear that you're knowledgeable in this. So,
All right.
so I'll, so yeah. Once we get over to the eating, well, I don't know if they're delivering us food or there's an eating area, but we'll need to, to make sure we can find that person.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, I know that that like Dahani and Gazrick are not too far off as well. So hopefully we can bump into them, as we're maybe getting our meals or doing something else, so that we can let them know. Well, so that you can let them know, what you found out.
Okay. That sounds good.
All right, so I'm just gonna lay down for a bit. It's been really stressful, so if you could just be quiet and let me kind of get my thoughts together, I'd appreciate it.
All right, so Shaka's gonna get the nap, and Dahani and Gazrick, you've got about an hour before, well, all of you, before the cell door just swings open, and you hear guards calling out to line up for chow time.
Is it like, so when the door pops open, I'm gonna stick my head out of the door and see what's going on. Like, do people like stand outside their cell door, or do they just like, is it the end of school day in kindergarten? Do we just line up in the hall? What's going on?
The buddy system.
You line up, like basically like whatever side of the hallway on, you line up, and whichever way the guards are facing, that's the way you're going to face, because that is the way toward the mess hall. Because with this many people, there's a mess hall. There's no way to safely, or I guess also cleanly, bring people food in their cells. And I don't want you eating in your cell unless you're in solitary. Right. So you all are led toward it. No one's, you hear murmurs of discussion, but people aren't like having like chatter. Mostly just because they're like, I'm hungry. Look, I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm tired. Like, this is prison food. It's not great, but it's something. And you all are, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, while I'm filing out and listening to all these murmurs, do I hear any talk, anybody that might mention Valish or anything that might catch my attention in terms of what we need to do for our mission?
Everyone give me a roll to see if you pick up any hints of the Arcane Brotherhood, or specifically Valish Gant, in the around you chatter.
What kind of roll? Like a perception?
Perception, or oh god, I forgot. Is there actually listening? Because how do you D&D again? I would say an investigation or perception.
Okay. 26.
Whoa.
16 for me.
Gazrick.
Let's see. My die, let me roll that big old die, because it's still being weird. I got geez Louise, another nat 1. Really?
Oh, that D20 does not like you.
It really does not. Clearly. Sorry, I have to really pause and look at it to see if my eyes were lying. Yes.
Clearly indicative of
Gazrick's
true feelings.
I got a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, so Gazrick, do you want to act out your failure to notice? Does anything happen when you come out of your cell and are heading toward food, and you absolutely positively fail to notice chatter around you?
I think I want to say it's this idea of like, I'm gonna zone it out. I'm just gonna like 24601 24601, and he's just like singing it over and over again as he's walking on his way to food.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Rinn, your thoughts are preoccupied with Leto and your new buff buddy and possibilities. So you are not paying attention to any of the chatter. But Dahani, you hear people talk. You hear mutterings about the Arcane Brotherhood, but it's not distinct enough to know who's saying it. But Shaka with that massive 26, you hear mutterings of a meeting to happen in the next few days. A secret meeting. And you pinpoint who's talking about it. It's a couple elves and a tall, dark-skinned human that, they've been there a while. You can tell they're the people that have been in and out of prison, and they've been in Revel's End for a hot minute. They have that air of, those are the people you don't mess with when you go in the joint. So you make a point of noting them down, of these two human, of these of these people, these three people that you overheard talking about a secret meeting. And they thought they were talking low enough, but your amazing tiefling perception has found all this out. So
Yeah, my ears perked up.
ears, horns, tail, all of it perked up. And I will try to remember to make a note of that. So we have NPCs for next week. But you all are led into a massive hall. There's just carved benches and tables as far as the eye can see. And once you get in there, no one's making you sit any one place. So you could either try to kind of follow or sit near those people you noted. Gazrick, this may or may not be a good idea for you because word is going to start getting out that you're back.
Yeah.
And but just the four of you won't fill a whole table either.
Mm-hmm.
And I think dinner time is where we're going to call it for this episode. And we'll pick up next week with shenaniganry, eavesdropping, and more japes. So yeah, y'all are actually blame Mike Laidlaw for that. I heard him say it once and it's never left my vocabulary. Because I was like, what is a jape?
Jape.
A jape. Jape.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is where we're ending because shenanigans are afoot. And we need to see if Rinn can seduce his way out of trouble. I am really excited for this.
Yeah, it's a nice development.
Improv.
Yeah.
Nice development.
So
for sure.
let's go around, tell everyone who we are, what we're doing, where we can be found next. And then we're going to raid either the Opera Geek or Urban Bohemian, I think, that are having shenaniganry. Unless we're super early and they are not on yet.
Do you want to take any questions?
Oh, yeah, that. Questions. I forgot. Questions.
We don't have to.
No, we can. We have some time. I get thrown off a week. I forget everything. Questions. So in character, remember, for us, our NPCs. So put question all in caps. And we will take a few, and then we will do our outros because I'm a terrible GM this week and forgotten how to do everything. So
that's all good.
It's okay. How does one stream?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Thane popping up. Thane beat Raving Sock Monkey this week.
So we all have each other's back.
Thane
question
asks,
for Lido.
Who wants to read it?
I will. Lido, are you planning to move to Waterdeep if the opportunity presents itself, or was that just to keep Rinn's hopes up?
Well, I wouldn't be a good NPC if I told you my whole backstory, which doesn't exist. No, Rinn is interesting. He's got that naivete I can work with and see how that works with me.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
He's also interested in being physically fit, which I like. And
Gym buddy.
What?
I said a gym buddy.
Gym buddy. And also, if I don't look out for him, he's going to get everyone killed. So we'll see what happens at the end of these shenanigans. And if we all get out of here alive, that's a story for another day. Any other questions from the chat? Because now I got to go stat out Lido. Dagnabbit. This is what happens when you come up with NPCs on the fly. Any other questions, or do we just have one this week, which would be surprising?
If you stat him out, he can't die.
Wow.
Question for Gazrick. Is Gazrick starting to feel the weight of this decision? Is he trying to keep the happy-go-lucky, or is he trying to keep the happy-go-lucky to not lose himself? Yes, I think it's a bit of both. Definitely going to a separate room that was worse and feeling the cold on his skin, and it not shifting. It's sort of being just cold. Probably really set him back in place, and in doing so, really trying to stay above, jail depression, kind to stay on top of it as much as he can. As much as I can, yes.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions before we before for really real go around the table and wrap it up? Oh wait, Danny has a question. Question for Dahani. How are you going to stay warm?
This is a very good question. I don't know if you've ever kept a pet parrot and you watch them like tear up pieces of paper and stick it into their feathers. I'm going to be doing that with my cloak to insulate myself and generally just puffing up. Like I just give a little shiver and my feathers get all poofy. That tends to help. Um, it's not terribly cold, and we've been here before. I'm just very uncomfortable. Remember, I'm a southern bird. I'm so far away from home.
All right. I'm also wondering what cloak are you talking about? They took everything from you.
But then they give us a cloak.
They
Yeah, they gave us a
Yeah.
Oh,
cloak.
you mean like you're kind of like that's really meant to be more if you ever go outside, but
Mhm.
Oh. Well then I'll figure something out.
no
For
worries,
right now,
Danny.
I'm a very fluffy bird.
It is a-okay, Danny. I know that feel. And actually should order groceries myself. Going once, going twice for questions. Questions. All right. If there's no more questions, now for real, we're gonna say who we are, what we do, etc. Like I said, I got thrown off my game entirely today. So I'm gonna start with Masood and go that way in the overlay. So Masood, you first.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Masood Haque. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Maroodboy, Mahrudeboi. Yeah, you can find me here on Sundays with Rivals of Waterdeep. On our channel, having a blast. On Tuesdays, I do Mythic Odysseys of Theros, sponsored by Roll20, over on the D&D channel. Very fun. Wednesdays, I've got my new show that I'm GMing over on the Roll20 channel. It is Balak Bayan Returning Home. It's a cyberpunk diceless RPG that's set in a world inspired by mythicism and folklore from Filipino culture. And so if you haven't seen it, if you haven't checked it out yet, I highly encourage you to watch the VODs that are up online now. Yeah, I'm having a blast. I'm doing it with some very cool folks from the theater and comedy collective Stir Friday Night. Yeah, come by and hang out with us on a Wednesday night. And then, yeah, the same stuff. Thursdays doing Once Upon a Game, and yeah, Sunday through Thursday. That's when you can find me online.
Awesome. Shareef up next.
Hey, Shareef Jackson. You can find me at shareefjackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com, Shareef Jackson on all social networks. I did launch the first episode of my video project, Equation Play, which you can catch on the socials under Equation Play or equationplay.com. I'll bring you right to the YouTube playlist where I am taking a thing on a chalkboard I see on the background in the game and talking about a little bit about what it means in a minute or so. I did the first one on the video game Control, so it was pretty fun talking about
Very cool.
forces and stuff. So yeah, so I plan on doing more of them. They're like really fun to make, and I'll just I'm not really committing to a release schedule as of now, just because things are pretty busy. But I'm just gonna try to churn them out when I can. Other than that, yeah, I'll be here every Sunday, being scared in prison and hitting myself in the face on a door.
Yeah. Dahani, LaTia.
Me. You know me, it's LaTia Jacquise. That is my name across every piece of social media I can get my grubby little hands on. You can catch me here every Sunday doing Rivals, and for the next, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks, you can catch me on Fridays at twitch.tv/rockpunchatl for Tampo, an adventure in the islands where we play in the islands of Sina Una, which was a 5e setting that was just released at the beginning of this month at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central? Yeah, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. I know what time zones are. Other than that, I'm all over Twitter, so come and say hi to me there.
Awesome. And Brandon, what are you up to?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Brandon Stennis. So you can find me on social media at I am Brandon TV, on Twitch at I am Brandon. I'm not doing anything too crazy this week, but there's gonna be a big announcement that's gonna happen on Tuesday that I'm super excited about. So you just have to watch on social media about that. But other than that, yeah, I'll be here with the rifles on Sunday and see where we're exploring more of Ren's little situation. So.
Did you just do an announcement about an announcement?
No.
Yeah, it's a teaser.
Oh, I did do. I guess
Teaser.
I did. Yeah.
Tuesday teaser.
No, yeah, Tuesday.
I know. I'm just
Pay
kidding.
attention on Tuesday.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
There you go.
I'm Tanya, she, her, Cypher to everywhere online. Later tonight, in about 4 hours, come back to my channel for Into the Motherland Session 7, Gameplay Session 6, where we just saved some people from space pirates. So we'll see what happens. And poor Silent 919 tries to people and shames Invicta for not having painted her claws with the nail lacquer she brought her. And hopefully Ikemba has recovered from his cheese overdose, which I got nothing. That was just brilliant. And poor Eli is just stuck with all of us because they're a pure cinnamon roll and we're all terrible people. So yes. And I'm trying to think because Dungeon Crossing's on break, Dungeon Dragons or Dragon Age is on break.
Uh-huh.
And so pop into my channel randomly. I'm going to be doing actually a sponsor stream on Tuesday in the evening for a paid but alcoholic sponsorship. So only if you're over 21.
Mm-hmm.
And streaming from the PS5 since I was able to get one. And that's about all I'm doing beside a lot of writing and editing and shipping things to people. So yeah.
I did forget to mention one thing that actually we're doing, Tanya, this Friday.
Oh, you're right. I totally forgot too.
Wisdom Save Weekend. We're doing a game where Lauren Urban is DMing. So Opal Lauren will be taking us through, and it's a whole bunch of folks. And I'm looking forward to it. Let me try to get the link.
I'm glad you remembered because I just totally my brain.
Yes. So it'll be 10 a.m. Central. I know that. So it'll be 10 to 12 Central. No, sorry, 10 to 12 Pacific. Oh my God, I'm all off today.
We all are.
Yeah, and we will send out all the details to it in terms of the Twitch link and all that stuff because we are not prepared with that information, even though we should be. So
it's okay. We'll tweet. Don't worry. There'll be many tweets. You'll be tired of us before the game starts, really.
Yeah, because they haven't posted the schedule yet. But like I said, startplayinggames.com. And Wisdom Save Weekend is the event. And there'll be a whole bunch of other games as well.
Yes, and Lauren is in the chat. So if you have a link, feel free to throw it in the chat, Lauren. I'm going to throw up our outro, see who we're going to raid, so don't go anywhere. We are going to give somebody a raid as we end up this week's episode. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your patience, because technology is the final boss of any stream. So thank you so much for hanging out. We're going to play this outro, and we'll see you in a week.
Peace, y'all.
Bye.
There we go. I was worried it wasn't going to play.